Paul sat at his desk. Everything on it was very neat. He picked up his bright red stapler. He moved it slightly, then put it back. It was perfectly aligned with the desk edge. Paul sighed softly. His daily work felt boring and the same. He felt unnoticed in the office. In the kitchen, David wanted coffee. He walked to the large coffee machine. He pressed a button for his coffee, but nothing happened. The machine's small red light blinked. It showed an error. David sighed loudly. He was very frustrated because he could not get his coffee. A small group of employees stood near the coffee machine. They talked about the broken machine. Jennifer said, "This is the third day." Michael added, "I need my coffee to work." Paul watched them from his desk. He felt a little sad. He wanted to help, but he did not know how. Mr. Henderson, the manager, walked by the group. He wore a formal suit. He looked at the coffee machine for a moment. He said, "I will report this issue." But he did not stop. He seemed very busy and distracted. He quickly walked away to his office. The employees still looked frustrated. The workday was over. The office was now quiet and empty. Paul was the last person there. He stood up from his desk. He walked slowly to the kitchen area. He looked at the broken coffee machine. He thought about how everyone missed their coffee. Paul made a decision. He would try to fix it. That evening, Paul was at home. He sat at his table with his laptop open. He was very focused. He watched many videos. The videos showed how to repair commercial coffee machines. He learned about wires and parts. Paul wanted to understand everything. He felt determined to help his coworkers. The next morning, Paul arrived at the office early. He carried a small, dark green canvas tool roll. He walked quietly to his desk. He opened his desk drawer. Paul carefully placed his toolkit inside. He wanted no one to see it. He felt a mix of determination and a little nervousness. It was lunchtime. The kitchen area was empty. Paul took his toolkit from his drawer. He unrolled it carefully. He chose a small screwdriver. Paul approached the coffee machine. He started to open the side panel. He was very cautious and focused on his task. Suddenly, Laura entered the kitchen area. She had shoulder-length dark hair and bright eyes. She saw Paul working on the machine. Paul quickly froze. Laura looked very surprised. Then her expression changed to interest. She walked closer to see what he was doing. Paul felt a little shy. He quietly explained, "I am trying to fix the machine." He showed her the open panel. Laura smiled brightly. She said, "Oh, Paul, that is a great idea." Her words made Paul feel better. He felt encouraged by her support. Paul worked carefully on a wire inside the coffee machine. He used a small tool from his green toolkit. Suddenly, a small, harmless spark appeared. Paul quickly pulled his hand back. He felt surprised and a little startled. Laura walked over to Paul. She held a bottle of water. "Are you okay?" she asked kindly. Paul took the water and smiled at her. He felt thankful for her support. They shared a friendly smile. For several days, Paul worked on the machine. He used his lunch break to fix it. He studied many diagrams on his phone. He wanted to understand the problem. Paul was very persistent. He did not give up. One afternoon, Paul finally found the problem. It was a small circuit board. It was burnt and black. This was why the machine did not work. Paul felt a strong wave of hope. He took a picture of it with his phone. Paul returned to his desk. He opened his computer. He searched online for the small electronic part. He found it quickly and ordered it. Paul felt a little anxious about it. He looked at the order confirmation on his screen. A few days later, the new part arrived. Paul went to the coffee machine during lunch. He carefully installed the new circuit board. He used his small tools. Laura stood nearby, watching him. The air felt tense. Paul slowly closed the machine's panel. He took a deep breath. This was the most important moment. He looked at the on button. His hand moved slowly towards it. Then he pushed the button. The machine suddenly lit up. A bright green light shone on the display. Then a soft brewing sound began. Paul's face broke into a huge smile. He felt a great sense of relief and pride. He had fixed it. Other co-workers quickly gathered around. They saw the working machine. "Great job, Paul," they said happily. They congratulated him. Mr. Henderson walked by. He gave Paul an approving nod. Paul felt noticed. Later that day, Paul and Laura stood together. They were enjoying fresh coffee from the machine. Paul looked much more confident now. He talked easily with Laura. He felt happy and content. The office felt warmer.
Si te gustó el video, suscríbete y activa la campanita.